So just we sorted the data now.
Mm-hmm.
So after sorting, just go to data tab. Just click on get data tab, subtotals. See here, this is the subtotal dialog box. In this option, we have given in the different options by selecting cells or functioning or categorized product. See here, at each changes in product wise. See here, at each changes means the repeated things are which is beverage and some of the products are there now, food grains, fruits like. So then some calculation type is sum function. The use function is sum. Okay, and then we can calculate as sales. So we can calculate as sales. Then okay. So automatically this table has created, okay, groupings here. It's been created that grouping tables here. The one is the max, minimize the table. The two is main categorized products here, which is beverages, cleaning and household, food grains, fruits, vegetable. And third one is it is expand detailed format. See here.
Okay.
So automatically it is detailed, it's shown the detailed format like that. So we can select any categorized, either you can select product, sales, reason. So like, so for example, the subtotal is there. In this subtotal, just you can remove the all total will be gone like again. So suppose if you work with that state wise, just you can keep on maintain that all the state is ascending order. See here, all states may be ascending order, right? So after that ascending order, again same, just you can select that subtotal by. Now you can select the state. See here, in the previously it was selected product category. So the product category wise the data has applied. So that means the subtotal has calculated. Similarly, same thing, we can select like the state, then same formula, then read sales here. Now the calculation part was deviated each state wise. So whatever the state we have, that just we can select that each state wise calculations like here, which is selected the Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, and coming to that all, maybe all states it is selected. Like click on number one. See here. So this was the entire the grand total, and number two is, see here, each state state-wise calculation. So number three is expand into the multiple levels. See here. So this would be easy to calculate without writing a formula. Automatically we can calculate it. Suppose if you want to exit this table, just we can convert into the table, just subtotals, just remove all, then automatically table converting into normal format. Instead of subtotal, we will write a formulas. So we previously we have written the formulas like what are the formulas? Sum if, average if, okay, average if we written, and count if. So multiple which are repeated things we have written as a formula like sum if, count if, and these functions. So this subtotal will works automatically. You can gather the information either any number of columns, but you can select only comparing only one column. We won't compare with the more columns. Here comparing with the product through state or else state through reason, we can't compare it. So anything you want to compare, that comparison would be only single column. Either say the previous example was taken product category through sales or state wise through sales, like that. So before you do that, so you can sorting the position either number wise or data wise or anything like that. So this is how we can make it as subtotals, simple. Okay, so the subtotal function is, it is a formula. So you can use that thing, option is through directly option. So whatever the subtotal you can take, just okay, say all subtotal. Now it was calculated reason wise. So like each reason wise it has calculated like a Bangalore, like a Chennai, and like that. So whatever the states you have taken, so you can select that this option. So it is easy to calculate automatically a lot of information. So it is easy to minimize it here. This is called a grouping. So at the time of subtotal, the group has been divided automatically here. So we won't take anything this table. The table has been selected automatically. So because of based on the selection process, this was. So the subtotal is most probably work with the repeated things, not for unique. Unique means that thing only individual. So individual total it has shown individual only. So here has selected only for repeated things which are duplicated values. So based on the things it is selected like so. Again go for subtotals and remove all. See here all the data will be removed like that. Yes.
Okay. These are the things which are very much useful for big data.
Yeah, more exactly. But pivot is the different. Pivot is it is conversations of pivot is a report conversation. Row wise data we can segregate the row wise data and column wise data. But this is not a segregation process. This is whatever the data we have. That data is calculated without write a formula that automatically it is calculated. Suppose sometimes you require reason wise sales here total. Then after that sometimes I need only count here. Suppose if you select the counts here 5, 5, 8, see here some other columns has happened. So go to subtotal, and if you want to use that, you can use that table has like a average. See here. See here, all averages are displayed here. Again subtotal, just what are the function has given, just you can use the functions like that. So most probably we can use some count, mean and max and product and like these things like if you get back to same formula, that means same table, like just remove all. Remove all means just you are converting into normal table only. Okay, this is the how we can make it the table. Just all the things we can converting into that subtotals like that.
Okay. Subtotal function. This is a function subtotal.
Subtotal is not a function. It is just option of that is only for
subtotal is a function.
Subtotal also we have function also is there. Subtotal also function is there. Suppose how the subtotal function is works. Yes. Suppose equals to subtotal. So here equals to subtotal. For example, we can select the for example count. Number 2 is the count. See here number. For example, I am selecting number 2 is a count A. Sorry 3. 3 is a count A. See here. Function name is this one. And the reference is, this is the reference. My reference is state. See here. So totally how many it was counted? Just you can observe there. Total how many things are there?
152.
Exactly.
152.
Exactly, correct. But when I filtered the data, see here. See here, when I filtered only Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, how many things are there?
144.
Suppose if you filtered only Andhra Pradesh, 5. If we filtered only Tamil Nadu, 139 times are repeated. If we filtered only Karnataka, like that. So you can use this function subtotal. This is called a visible count. This concept is called visible data count. In normally, for example, what I'm saying here, for example, if I select only one product of apple, so is there any apples? How many apples are counted here? Normally function is there 11 times it was counted actually. So normally it is showing in the status bar 11 of 152. If there is no formula here, suppose if you select one more thing banana, the banana has displayed 7 times, but because of the formula is already applied that column, that's why it is randomly updating. So this formula would works. So automatically, so whatever the visible data is there, we can do that formula. Not only subtotal, we can use one more formula also, aggregate. You can use the one more formula also, aggregate. Same thing I'm going to write equals to aggregate. See here, them same. 3 means count A, comma Number 5. Number 5 means ignore hidden rows from a array. Array is, I'm going to select my array is product. Then okay, see here. Now same 152 is displayed here. Suppose if I'm selecting anything of, both formulas are working same. So aggregate is just something newly it was introduced in the latest versions. In the previous it was subtotal is the old version formula. The aggregate is the after 2016-19 versions it was here. Suppose when I select the only cabbage and jaggery, here the cabbage and jaggery the products were displayed this formula. This will be know that just at the time of your filtering, what is the static number for the filtering data. So that is called the visible information. It is showing the number. You can take any formula, not only count. Maximum we can take statics, count, sum, min, and max. At the time of minimize the data, that means filtering the data. What we required, how much is the total value, how many things are displayed in the list out. Suppose we have the list out in this year, how many list, more 10 or 15 list out is there like that. Suppose if I'm unselecting all, just I'm selecting Dettol and broccoli, and one more product I'm selecting potatoes and Tropicana Goa. See here 4 I selected. So when I was selected 4 things, the 4 were displayed in the 42 times in the filtered data. There is no formula here. Every time you have, there is no formula. For example, here, how many are displayed every time you have to see the status on status bar. 42 of 152 records found. But this is only current status. This is called a current status, but we won't display that number of values are highlighted. So that formula would be like, this is the formula. So what are the data if you're modified here, just some unselecting. So randomly this thing was modified by default. So this is called actually we know that count function. It's a very simple to calculate. What is the count and what is the count A? Simply count A means what are the data range you have selected, the data, then the count range would be calculated 152 times here. This was 152 times this was calculated. But when you are highlight that, that means when you are filtered the information, I required only at the time of filtered, the filter information only I want to count it. Sir, no. So these two formulas will help us, that subtotal function or else aggregate function. It can be visible data. You can calculate the information like that. So this is how we can make it that subtotal. But this subtotal option is, this is called a data toolbar. That is, this is the one tool. What is the subtotal? This subtotal is a one kind of tool. That data tool is working. This is a reporting tool simply. This how I want to record this reporting. So what, without rating a formula. So I want to report that subtotal either each product wise, each category wise. You can take any choice of the column. So my choice is like a state or reason and anything like. So just you can go for the subtotals, and as you are just you can select that which is required, that field. The field is like product, the field is like a state, then sales, then okay. See here automatically the each state wise the row is breakup. See here each row wise the data has broken. Okay, it was breakup that each data wise here. How many data we had selected, that data is breakup automatically. Just you can click on this number 3, number 2, number 1. See automatically the data is displayed in within the list out. Okay, so this is how we can make it the thing. So like this here, this is happened for that groupings. Okay, so sometimes if you disable this formula, that means subtotals, click on subtotals and remove at once, automatically the data will be disabled by default. So that means this subtotal is inside automatic inbuilt formula. That means quickly it is calculated the database. So immediately if you want to calculate, just you can take that action for that subtotal. But before subtotal, you must be ascend the data. Suppose when data is descending, it won't work that database. Suppose X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, it is unsorting data. That means it is individual, it was calculated. So whatever the unsorting, just you can sort it. All the alphabet order will sorting out. Then only we can do very easy to calculate like this. But the formula is, this formula is helps you whenever you filter the data. That filtered data only I want to know that calculation, either the sum or else this thing.
Product.
For example, yeah, exactly. Suppose when I filtered for state only for Andhra Pradesh, I want to know that Andhra Pradesh total only. See here, did you get that Andhra Pradesh total here? But only five only are there. How much of the five times of sales? So we can write the formula as like simply, see, we can write once more. See here, you can take the choice of aggregate or some formula. Suppose see here, equals to aggregate. See here, the formula is aggregate. See here, the formula is aggregate. Then sum is a 9 comma. See here, 5 means hidden rows, comma, option has done, function has done, array is sales. See here, totally this is the complete grand total. This was, so this amount is grand total value. Exactly. So
total of sales, total grand.
Yes, total of sales. Suppose
total of sales. Huh?
Exactly. Suppose if we filtered only one state, Andhra Pradesh, so totally Andhra Pradesh were displayed five times. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 5 of total. This is the subtotal. Suppose if you filtered one more state here, Tamil Nadu, then this is exclusively Tamil Nadu state status for the sales. Even if you select Tamil Nadu and whatever the state we have that, then Karnataka, then it can select at that same date. So like just you can click on OK like this. Suppose if you select only one product, suppose I want to know that apples. So let me see this only what is the apple of grand total. Now you can check it that 4,05,000. Okay, 200. This was repeated 11 times of one product. And this is the grand total. So, and we can select one more product of cabbage. See here, the cabbage was 2,78,000 something. So you can choose any one of them or multiple things. It displayed all the things like, see here. Either you can select only for category. See here. Once we written the one formula, based on the formula, you can whatever the thing it is displaying, that means filtering. The based on the filtering data is counting the values here. Previously it was counted for example, when I was selected here only for Hyderabad, the Hyderabad information has got it 44 times. It was like, I think it was selected, state is selected wrongly. So see here. And after that, just you can click on that beverages, cleaning and household, where what are the cleaning and household things, and that kind of information only displayed in the particular list. So this is called how we can make it that visible data counting like. So once we give the formula or any table, all columns will be reflected at a one time. It is not particularly state reflected or sales. So that's why we can select the any one of them product. So the visible data is you can do it. So this is we can utilize many more times. This is, yeah, this is most advanced. We can use this formula. You know, everyone we are filtering this data. My question is, when you are filter the data, I want to know that static or count or whatever it. But in manually, okay. So whenever you selected that Andhra Pradesh data is showing in the status bar 5 of 152. Yes. But we required the report analysis. We need data analysis. We required. So whenever you filter the data, that filter analysis we required. So that's why we can write this kind of formulas. That is formulas as called aggregate or subtotals. These functions like. Okay, are you understood
aggregate
this formula?
Function. It is aggregate function, right?
Yeah, this is very helpful as aggregate function. You can take both of any choice, aggregate or subtotal. Subtotal is the old formula. Then the same method you can take the choice for that aggregate formula also. Okay. Yes. And so almost we have finished the formulas. We have pending formulas for VLOOKUP
Yes.
and HLOOKUP,
Hmm.
index, match. Then one more concept for pivot table.
Pivot table.
Yeah, pivot table.
Most important.
Yes. And pivot slicer tables.
Hmm.
Pivot table with slicer charts. And pivot charts. Pivot table and charts both. Pivot table, we can write that table. Charts.
And charts.
Same. If you know the pivot table chart, we can join with the slicer. Slicers also advanced filter. Filter is only for within the database. You know that. This is the data tab in the filter. But slicers are most advanced filters, like slicers. Once you know the slicer options, you can filter one column to another column. But every time you won't select, every time you come to the sheet and again you can unselect, again you can select banana, again you can select one more state like that. So every time we are modifying within the only master data only. But if you know that slicers, wherever the data sheet you can begin with, you can convert that sheet filters, that means slicers, in some other places also, just buttons, advanced buttons like that. So this is something is
So have you created the nodes, separate nodes for pivot table?
I'm prepared. I'm creating these notes, don't worry. I'll give you that by the end of the day.
Okay.
So
on Monday, inshallah, I am transferring your amount. On Monday,
please,
it will be done.
Okay, sir, please, sir. So these are, I'm preparing the notes. End of the day, I'll provide you. But anyhow, we are discussing on our practical class now. Don't worry. And for your reference, I'm giving that notes some pages.
Yes,
like
yes, please.
Special this concept. I prepared of the concept as done. So we can complete that. So
and maybe tomorrow